Hello, I'm Robert Lunte from Vocalist Studio. I help singers and voice coaches all over the planet for 25 plus years learn how to train to become better singers, to build their motor skills and their strength for singing. And this is the TVS methodology. One of the most influential voice coaches I've worked with is a gentleman by the name of Maestro David Kyle, who taught Chris Cornell, Jeff Tate from Queensryche, Lane Staley from Alice in Chains, Ann Wilson from Heart, and myself and other great singers. And I remember looking back in my training with Maestro Kyle when I was a teenager, and it was always about putting a microphone in your hand and practicing scales, training workouts to build the coordination and motor skills for singing. So all my life, vocal training and singing has been very intimately associated with practicing, doing repetitive scales to build coordination and motor skills, right? So fast forward to today with the Vocalist Studio, one of the things that we hold dear at TVS is this is a school and a program and a book and a course that's all about training. You have to practice. You have to put in the sweat equity and the time and the commitment to get real results. And if you do train these concepts and these techniques, you will get, I promise you, I guarantee you, you will get real results. But it does take work and it does take commitment and sacrifice. One of the key ingredients to the TVS method is in the program, our students train onsets. Now, onsets is a word that just means the start, the beginning. So when we refer to onsets, we're referring to the first 2 or 3 seconds of vocal sound that you make when you're training or when you're singing. And we dive deep in the concept of onsets. We get into details about how to get off to a really strong start. It's sort of our version of the baseball pitch or the tennis serve, right? If your onset is great, then the training and the singing that follows will be great. On the other hand, if your onset is bad, then the training and singing that follows will inherit those problems all the way through the phrase until you breathe again. So we make a big deal about onsets. If you train in this program, you're going to learn a lot about how to get off to a great start. And not only does it ensure that your singing and training sounds great, but also the neat thing about onsets is once you get to know them, you can use them as tools to troubleshoot your vocal problems. It's really pretty fascinating the way it works. The singing voice is an instrument, obviously. It's an instrument that makes sound. So we are going to spend some time analyzing and understanding resonance and sound and how to manipulate the resonance and sound in our singing voices in this program. We do this by categorizing singing vowels into particular training groups, into 3 groups, and we call those groups acoustic modes. All right? Now, out of those acoustic modes, there's 3 groups: edging vowels, neutral vowels, and curbing vowels. Curbing vowels resonate in the back of the oral cavity. Neutral vowels resonate in sort of in the middle, and edging vowels resonate forward. Now, there's a lot of discussion that can happen in regards to talking about and teaching resonance and formants for singers, and it's all in the program. But I'll just tell you this. A big part of our success is that we train mostly to edge our vowels, or that is to build the motor skills to get the resonance forward to the back of the top teeth and the hard palate. And there are very important reasons for that. I'll explain in the program, but in regards to the TVS methodology, we do get our heads around singing vowels and resonance in singing, and in particular, we tend to be fond of or somewhat biased towards what we call edging vowels, which is placing your resonance forward. one of the things that is all over our methodology in our program, the book, the course, the talk track, the discussions, is the idea that in order to get great training and great results, at the end of the day, in some sense, it's one of the primary mission statements, is we have to be able to sing from the chest voice through the vocal break, through the passaggio, seamlessly into the head voice. And when we get to the head voice, to not have it sound weak and windy like falsetto, but to have the head voice notes sound full, beefy, belty, and heroic, okay? If you're not training techniques or with a school that's teaching you to go from the chest voice through the vocal break and into the head voice in a seamless way so that you build one voice, you got a problem. But that's not going to happen here, because that's, in my opinion, like the number one main objective that any student needs to go after, is building one connected voice. And that's a big part of our methodology. We teach our students how to customize and build their own vocal workouts, and we call them integrated training routines. An integrated training routine is a vocal workout that is comprised of three elements: an onset, a vowel or a resonance, and some media, a vocal workout, a file, a scale to work on. Okay, so we pick and choose a proper onset to fix our problems. We pick and choose the proper vowels from our acoustic modes to help fix our problems, and we sort of overlay them on the training content on the scales that you get in the program. When we put all those three elements together, we call it an integrated training routine, and it's quite unique. There is no other training program or pedagogy that I know of in the world that teaches students how to build their own custom vocal workouts to fix their own problems. It's pretty cool. Last but not least, I want to just give you some practical advice on what the time commitment would be to get tangible, meaningful, lasting results. It's a popular question that students ask me, and that is simply this. You're going to need to train these techniques for 30 to 120 minutes per training session. 30 to 120 minutes per training session. 3 to 6 days a week for 60 to 90 days. If you do that, 30 to 120 minutes per practice session, 3 to 6 days a week for 60 to 90 days, if you do that, you will experience profound motor skill, coordination, and endurance, and artistic improvements like you never imagined that you could have, right? Now, that doesn't mean you're off the hook. It doesn't mean you don't train anymore the rest of your life. Voice training is something that goes on forever. It's just like practicing and exercising any other element of your body. You got to stay on top of it. But if you want to experience a really fantastic, noticeable, meaningful, quick learning curve, and an experience of improved motor skills and coordination, endurance, and feel really great about what you've been doing and what you've been committing to, 30 to 120 minutes, 36 days a week, 60 to 90 days, get after it, train it, and it will be there for you. Thank you. Most singers have a huge problem singing from the chest voice through the vocal break and into the head voice without pushing, without squeezing, without choking, without experiencing instability problems, and without sounding weak and windy on top. I know this because I dedicated my life to helping singers learn how to fix that problem. My name is Robert Lunte, and I'm the founder of the Vocalist Studio. Work with my training program, and if you do your part in practice, I guarantee you'll fix that problem. I look forward to hearing from you.